Welcome back to our Cloud Technology Panel discussion series. Today, we're diving into the topic of maximizing cloud cost efficiency across platforms, with a particular focus on AWS API Gateway. Our expert panelists will share their insights on how to optimize costs while leveraging the powerful features of API gateways. Let's get started. To kick things off, let's understand what an API gateway is and why it's crucial for cloud cost efficiency. Rodriguez, could you give us a brief overview?
Absolutely, Teena. An API gateway acts as a single entry point for all your APIs, managing traffic, authorization, and security. It helps in streamlining communication between microservices and external clients, making it an essential component for modern applications.
Now, let's delve into the specifics of AWS API Gateway. Rodriguez, what are the key features of AWS API Gateway, and how does its cost structure work?
AWS API Gateway offers features like traffic management, authorization and access control, monitoring, and API version management. In terms of cost, AWS API Gateway charges based on the number of API calls, data transfer out, and additional features like caching. The pricing is tiered, which can help lower costs as your usage scales.
Lakshmi, could you give a brief overview of equivalent service to AWS API Gateway in GCP?
Yes, of course. GCP provides Apigee and Cloud Endpoints. Apigee is a full lifecycle API management platform that helps in designing, securing, deploying, and scaling API key features, API design and development, tools for designing and developing API security, robust security features including OAuth, two-way TLS, and API key validation. Traffic management, rate limiting, quotas, and spike arrest to manage API traffic. Analytics, comprehensive analytics for API performance and usage. Developer portal, customizable portal for API consumers. Ideal for large enterprises needing extensive API management and analytics capabilities. Google Cloud Endpoints provides a simple way to develop, deploy, protect, and monitor API key features. Integration, seamlessly integrates with Google Cloud services like Cloud Functions, App Engine, and Cloud Run. Security, supports authentication via API keys, Firebase Auth, and Google ID tokens. Monitoring and logging, integrated with Google Cloud's Operations Suite for monitoring and logging. API management, simplified API management with OpenAPI and gRPC support. Use cases, suitable for small to medium applications needing basic API management.
Excellent, Paramasivam. Can you enlighten us with Microsoft Azure offerings in the same track?
Microsoft Azure provides Azure API Management, APIM. Azure API Management is a comprehensive API gateway and management service that helps publish, secure, transform, maintain, and monitor API key features. API Gateway acts as a gateway to manage traffic and enforce policies. Security, provides authentication, authorization, and security features like OAuth 2.0, JWT validation, and IP filtering. Developer portal, fully customizable portal for API documentation and developer engagement. Analytics and monitoring, in-depth analytics, logging, and monitoring of API usage and performance. Policy management, supports configuration of policies for rate limiting, throttling, caching, and transformation. Use cases, perfect for enterprises of all sizes looking for comprehensive API management with extensive security and policy control features.
Thank you all. From what you have explained, let me summarize my understanding. AWS API Gateway focuses on integration with AWS services, easy to use, cost-effective for varying traffic loads. Google Apigee, advanced features for enterprise-level API management, excellent analytics and developer portal. Google Cloud Endpoints, simplified API management, best suited for smaller applications or those heavily integrated with Google Cloud. Azure API Management, robust feature set suitable for large enterprises, strong policy management, and extensive integration with Azure services. Each of these services offers unique strengths, making them suitable for different use cases depending on the scale, complexity, and specific needs of your applications. Lakshmi, from your experience with GCP, what cost optimization strategies can be applied to API gateways that could also be relevant for AWS?
Great question, Teena. Some effective strategies include enabling caching to reduce the number of direct API calls, optimizing your API design to minimize payload size, and using rate limiting to control traffic. Additionally, monitoring and analyzing API usage patterns can help identify and eliminate unnecessary calls, thereby reducing costs.
Paramasivam, how does AWS API Gateway compare with Azure API Management in terms of cost and features?
Both AWS API Gateway and Azure API Management offer robust features for managing API, but there are some differences. Azure API Management provides a more integrated experience with Azure services and has a different pricing model based on tiers that include a fixed cost and additional usage-based charges. In terms of cost efficiency, it depends on your specific use case and traffic patterns. Azure might be more cost-effective for enterprises with predictable traffic, whereas AWS could be better for startups with variable traffic due to its tiered pricing.
Rodriguez, can you share a real-world use case where AWS API Gateway helped achieve significant cost savings and some best practices?
Certainly, Teena. One example is a company that shifted from a monolithic architecture to microservices. By using AWS API Gateway, they managed to reduce their operational costs by enabling caching, optimizing API calls, and implementing rate limiting. Best practices include continuously monitoring API performance, setting up detailed logging for better insights, and using the AWS free tier to experiment with different configurations before scaling. Take a look at a case study of optimizing an architecture session by me here, link in description.
Thank you, all, for your valuable insights on maximizing cost efficiency with AWS API Gateway and other cloud platforms. It's clear that with the right strategies, businesses can significantly optimize their cloud expenses while maintaining high performance. Join us next Saturday at 9 a.m. for another deep dive into cloud technology. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. See you next time. Free to ask questions in the comments, if any.